Hi, and welcome to AnimalZone. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, and this handsome fellow is Mikey, my adopted pit bull. AnimalZone is the A to Z on everything about adoptable pets. Whether you're looking for a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a tortoise, we've got experts who can share their knowledge and insights. So cuddle up with your favorite critter and join us as we explore the Animal Zone. This week on Animal Zone, we've got a great episode. Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic, is going to be on the show. And she's going to talk with Buzz and Sprite, two cats that have been rescued from Kitten Rescue LA. Then after that, we're going to go up to the Peace of Mind Dog Rescue in Pacific Grove. These folks are doing amazing things for seniors and their dogs. Later on, it's down to San Luis Obispo and the men's colony. Here, inmates are training dogs for 2 years, and once they've been trained to become service dogs, they give them to PTSD sufferers such as military vets and first responders. So everyone is a winner. And you're a winner too, because we're about to go into the Animal Zone.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France.
Handcrafted daily in our bakeries, especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelson, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Imagine, if you will, a zone where animals can talk to humans. Submitted for your amazement, the pet psychic, as we enter the Animal Zone. We're with Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic, here on Animal Zone, and Wendy, and along with our baby Sprite, our little fur baby. And I gotta tell you one of the stories, what happens when we shoot these shows. We go to animal shelters around the country, and we were at one in Los Angeles, the LA Kitten Rescue, and little Sprite there and his brother were just two of the most adorable little kittens. And the biggest problem you have when you do this show is you want to adopt them all. Well, I called Wendy and I said, I think we found a little friend for Electra and for all of us. And Wendy said, well, let's find out about him. And she found out not only was Sprite there, but his brother Buzz was there too. So she said, we can't separate them. We got to bring them both up. And lo and behold, they became our latest family members. So Laura, with that said, maybe you can tap into Sprite and find out, maybe his early years.
So, Sprite, do you remember anything about your life before you came here? Do you remember anything about that? Oh, you remember how the sun used to come through the window and how he would get warm through the window? Oh, so do you remember being outside at all? You remember sunlight? Because you were little, huh? You just remember the way it felt? Your mom was a good mom. You remember that your mom used to carry you? Where did she carry you from? Do you remember? You were under a rock and she carried you to a bush? Oh, do you know, was she outside? That sounds like he was outside.
It does sound like they were outside.
Yeah.
It was a big litter too, I think.
Yeah.
I have a question. Sprite doesn't seem to have much of a voice.
Oh.
He when he tries to say anything, meow or say anything, it just comes. You do a good imitation of Sprite. Yeah.
Oh.
Why is that?
I don't know. Do you know, have you tried to like meow and have like a voice? Have you tried to do that? What does it feel like? How come you can't like really let it out? He says he doesn't know how to do it. What does it feel like when you do it? You know, the feeling of breathing heavy, that's how it feels. Are you trying to meow? Are you trying to have a bigger voice? You are, kinda? Maybe try more from your gut, right? And like push it out and not be shy. Maybe you're being too shy. You need to just have a voice. Just claim it. He asked me if I think it's easy. I think it could be easy. Although the interesting, and I don't think he's not well, but the interesting thing is when my cat got diabetes, she lost her meow. And then when she got treated, she could meow again. So I wonder if it has, I mean, he's so healthy.
He seems to be very healthy.
Yeah.
But
He's really never had a voice.
But he's never had a voice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you need to kind of do it from your gut, buddy, and just like really sing it loud. Just be proud. Practice.
is there anything he would like in the house or things for his life that would make it better?
Did you hear? They want to know if there's anything that you would like or anything that would make life better for you. Have you thought about that? I would like that comfy cushion on the chair by the sunlight.
That's amazing.
The
Yeah.
bed.
He loves that.
The little cushion that we
Yeah.
have on the top of a table.
That's
he
his
loves to be
favorite
in
place.
He's purring now.
Yeah. What else? He says, you know, the toy with the longer string with the bouncy thing at the end. He wants to play that more.
Okay.
He says, this is something you're gonna not even believe. Okay, what is it? You wanna learn about bathtubs?
That is so funny.
He loves being in the bath.
He loves,
He loves being in the...
They chase the water. If I pour out their water in there, you know, I pour them new water. They'll go in there and they'll start drinking it in the bathtub. It's the craziest thing.
So he wants you to do that more,
often,
yeah. Okay, I'm not even gonna believe it.
That's
Neat.
amazing. What are the chances? Well, it's so great to hear all this from you and to hear Sprite tell us what he thinks, because it really drives home. I mean, it's all so accurate. It's amazing. You're incredible, Laura, and I appreciate you coming in and sharing your insights.
Sprite's incredible.
Well, that's great. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a lot more Animal Zone. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable dogs and cats ready to find a forever home today.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society exceeded all of our goals for adoption last year and in our clinic, and we are so excited about that, and we hope to continue that in the future. And to all of our adopters and all of our donors, we say, thank you!
Visit sbhumanesociety.org and remember, adopt, don't shop.
We're here today with Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic, and she's holding Buzz, our adopted kitty from Kitten Rescue LA, and of course Wendy. And it's great to see you again, and you've got a little handful there with Buzz.
He's super nervous.
Yeah, and maybe he's a little more camera shy than some of the other guys we've had on. Well,
You can handle it, bud. You can do it, Buzz. Yeah, you can do it. Just blink your eyes. Okay, just blink your eyes and relax your mouth. So, Buzz, what do you want to say today? You can say anything that you... Good boy. Did you see him lick? Mm-hmm. So that's a calming signal. So like when animals are stressed, they clamp their mouth and their eyes get really big and they stare and they kind of like hold their breath like we do. And so if they're stressed, you kind of want to relax them and tell them that they can blink, that they can lick. And it's important for him to be able to kind of look away from what's scaring him, although we want him to look at the camera. But sometimes we can help them by telling them, like, you can lick, and then give him a break. And let him hide if he wants to. What do you want to say? Is there anything you want or you need or you've been thinking about? Now's your chance. So he wants to know what the camera lights are because it's not sunlight and it's not light bulbs so you can see. But I was explaining to him it kind of is like a light bulb, like you can see. He says this room is interesting. Good, I'm very proud of you that you're calming down and you're like able to kind of take a look around. Maybe when you go into a new place, you should do that first. Instead of feeling like you want to run, just center yourself like you've done now and be calm and look around. He says, that's my mom and dad. That's right, that's your mom and dad.
Can you ask him if he has any memory of being another cat before?
Oh, yeah. So we were wondering if you were mommy's cat before, because they were saying that when you came into the gate of the house, you got super excited. Do you remember another life before this life? Do you have any recollection of that? Or do you feel like you remember mom and dad before you were this kitty? He says sometimes he has a memory of putting his head up against you and telling him that you're his angel. And he thinks that that was another life, not this life.
Oh.
Did your other cat do that? Put his head up against you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I had it.
He says he remembers having strong legs. So Buzz, what's really kind of cool in this life is that in your past life, you were a little feral and a little fearful, and you're just like a young kitten now, and you're doing really good at like looking around and licking and yawning. And so in this life, you can become more brave. And I think you have your brother to help you with that, and your sister, so that it can help you to be more brave in this life. So I want you to remember that. Oh, he says sometimes when he's talking, it gets to be too much for him. Oh, so that's a lot to talk about, like your fear, and also remembering a different life. Yeah, it's like, because he has to stretch back in his memory. He's got like a kitten brain, you know?
Wow.
It's like you got to think about real stuff rather than just chasing the zigzag toy.
Laura, thank you so much. This is always intriguing to hear what you say, and to be able to tap into Buzz and spread his buzzwords around is very exciting. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got more Animal Zone. Stay tuned. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
Care for Paws was started in 2009 with the goal to reduce pet overpopulation and keep animals out of shelters, and also to ensure that pets can stay with their owners for life. We, from the get-go, established a free spay and neuter program that would help low-income pet owners fix their pets. So we provide shots, microchips, dewormer, flea treatment. We also have a veterinary intervention program. It's a way for us to help improve the quality of life for the animal as well for the owner, because when an animal suffers in the family, so does the rest of the family.
Now here we are at Peace of Mind Dog Rescue with the founders, Monica Rua and Carrie Broker. And thank you guys for having us over here, and all our little friends here. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, who I've got in my lap.
You have Carly. She's my foster dog. She's a precious little girl, so she's available for adoption, and she's about 6 years old. Her owner can no longer care for her. She's just a gem of a girl. Loves to be a lap dog, as you can see. She's a great girl.
I think she's ready to go home with me.
Yeah.
And then you have, it looks like you have a little...
This is
is that like a Chihuahua?
It's a little Chihuahua. He's about 11 years old. I fostered him for a year, and he didn't end up getting adopted, so we adopted him.
Oh. He's a special needs dog. He has epilepsy that's pretty severe, so he very lucky to have landed with Monica and her husband.
We love him. And this is Hershey. He's our senior guy. He's 16 years old. but he's doing really well. He's also a rescue. This is Boo, another one of my foster dogs, who hopefully is about to be adopted on Tuesday. So that's wonderful.
And Boo's guardian passed away suddenly, so that's why Boo came to us.
Yes, and he, I guess it's called another foster failure. I was fostering him and ended up adopting him.
This is Zorro.
This is Zorro.
Wow, it's a good collection. I understand that you also have a lot of dogs that run around outside in the back of this wonderful building, and they get a chance to exercise and meet and greet their potential forever home owners. That's great.
Yes. And I'll just say that we don't let the dogs run around in the back unattended. We always have somebody out there just so that everything's safe and nobody just walks in with another dog and nobody gets loose even though everything's double gated.
Right. Tell me how Peace of Mind started. What was in your mind?
Yeah. So Monica and I had been doing rescue work together for about 12 years. And we were with another organization and we had taken a break from doing rescue. We thought 12 years was enough and we were going to drink pina coladas, right?
That's right.
But it was only a couple months of our break. And I was taking care of a dog, a spaniel, for someone who was dying of emphysema. And she was so concerned about what was going to happen to her dog, Savvy. I was taking her dog to visit her at the hospice facility, and she actually talked with me about possibly having her put down because she was afraid that she would die and then Savvy would end up in a shelter and be stressed out. And she was a little bit of a nippy dog with strangers, and she just didn't think she would get adopted. So in that moment, I said, the woman's name was Alice, I said, Alice, don't worry, I will make sure that Savvy's okay. And the concept for Peace of Mind just came to me. Peace of Mind Dog Rescue. We would take in dogs from people who were dying, senior citizens going into nursing homes, senior citizens who couldn't take care of their dogs anymore. And because Monica and I had been doing rescue work for 12 years in this area, I knew that that was a niche. That was something that wasn't in the community already. And I called Monica and I told her the idea, and she, said she loved it. Yes, let's do it. And then she had another idea, and I'll let you say what.
Yeah, I also wanted to add to this mission to take in the animals from shelters who were senior animals, because anytime I went to the shelter, or any of us went to the shelter, it's sad to see any animal there, but to see a senior animal there, they're a lot more confused than the young ones. They're the ones that are passed up all the time. So we wanted to make sure to add that as well. So.
Wow. And so when you go to these other shelters in the area and find senior dogs that are not getting adopted, how far reach do you go? Do you go just within Pacific Grove or beyond?
It's a tri-county area, Santa Cruz, Monterey, and San Benito. So 3 different.
And how many shelters are there amongst those 3 areas?
That's 5 shelters. Yeah, there's actually 3 in Monterey County, and then 1 in Santa Cruz, 1 in San Benito. That's our priority area. Just like taking in dogs from senior people is our priority. But we do get calls from all over the state and even calls from across the country, because I don't know of any other organization actually who specializes in taking dogs from people who have passed away. There are more and more senior dog rescues, not enough of them, but more and more cropping up all over. But often if somebody, their parent has passed away or a sibling, and they have a dog that they can't take and they're looking for a place, when they Google us, Google who will take my dog if something happens to me, we're the ones that come up.
Wow. What a great service you're providing to the dogs and to the owners. That's really impressive. And so what are your dreams for the future? Where do you see this in another 5 or 10 years?
Well, right now we're in the middle of our dream, which was to build a vet clinic. And that is actually opening November 10th. So that's 3 years in the making. We've been working really hard at that. So right now it's to get that up and running, and we anticipate to be able to help more dogs, more people, by having our own vet clinic for our own animals.
And you've got vets standing by ready to help out?
We have hired the vets, and we're in the process of hiring everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah, all the rest of the stuff.
The reason for the vet clinic is because these senior dogs do come with medical issues, like you were saying, and we spend an average of $1,500 to $2,000 on every dog that we bring in. And that's because they get an exam, blood work. If they have any lumps or bumps, you know, these old dogs, they get aspirated, masses get removed. Oftentimes they have heart problems and need to see the cardiologist, Dr. Lesser, who I know you've been with recently. And so as we grew, we realized that we couldn't keep increasing the number of dogs we rescued and pay even with discounts. The vets in our area have been wonderful about giving us discounts, but the price of the medical care was just prohibitive for us to continue to rescue more dogs every year. And so we began 3 years ago on raising the money to buy the building and do the build out. And so now that this will be the vet clinic that all of our dogs use. And we also have 9 doggy suites available there, which are pretty nice. And so the dogs each suite has its own air ventilation system, heating, air conditioning, fresh air coming in and out. And so they will come directly from the shelter, come there, get their medical care, and then move on to a foster home. So we're real excited about that.
It's just great. I think your concept is so brilliant. It needs to be brought across the country, really, what you're doing here. It's just
that might
terrific.
Be one of our things in the future.
It's true to help it across the country. Even right now, when people do ask us, they're trying to start their own organization, Senior Dog Rescue, or parts of what we do, we really try to help them as much as we can and not have them reinvent the wheel. If we have more peace of minds across the country, that would really benefit the whole community. So
people want to reach out if they have ideas, they can contact you through your website?
Absolutely.
peaceofminddogrescue.org. And we've had several organizations, we've met with people, we've sent them all of our forms. I actually have an email already made out that I send to people that these are the steps to start your own organization, and we're happy to mentor other people who want to start something similar.
Fantastic. Monica, Kara, you guys are true adoption heroes. Thank you so much for coming on AnimalZone, and thanks for bringing these beautiful animals with you. And I hope they find homes. They're forever homes.
They will.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got more AnimalZone.
My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it. It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find a rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Olive Street and find your treasure today.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renault's in Gelson, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Today we're at the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo in California. Now this is a prison, and it's a special one because they work with inmates and dogs. And part of that reason is there's an organization called the Sun Care Foundation that has brought on New Life Canine. And with us is Dylan Jameson from Sun Care Foundation.
Hi, great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. And tell us how this started.
So Sun Care Foundation started back in '94. As a mentoring program. The founder and our director of education, Nicole Hearn, decided that they would like to work with inmates to help with their rehabilitative process. So then they started working out at the prison to work with the inmates and help them and work with the dogs.
Now, I understand that the dogs that come here are, you said, helping the inmates, and the inmates, are they helping the dogs too?
Yeah, so the inmates are the dogs' trainers, basically. So Monday through Friday, they're their primary trainer. That's their duty. Their dogs are here 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends they go home with volunteers, but the inmates are primarily responsible for training the dogs.
Now, I would imagine when the inmates are working with these dogs, they must also bond with them as well. But those dogs ultimately are donated to other well-deserving folks. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So after the 2 years of training with the inmate, the service dogs are given free of charge to a veteran or first responder who has PTSD. First responders include firefighters, police officers, anybody in that type of work is eligible for a service dog, and they do have to be medically diagnosed with PTSD.
Well, this is a great win-win-win for all involved. Let's go take a look at some of the dogs and the inmates that they work with. Well, here we are with Osa and his dog, Gregor. And Gregor, how old is Gregor?
Gregor is 17 months.
And he's a very loving pup, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is very loving and affectionate.
And he has other relatives here, doesn't he?
Yes, he that's about six Arizona dog, we call them. They came from Coal Haven, a breeder out in Arizona. His older brother is here, and his older brother is looking to be graduating in August.
How is it working with Gregor?
It's been a blessing, and the program and working with Gregor has helped me humanize myself again and reconnect to my human side. Coming into the system, we put up a lot of walls and we shut ourselves off emotionally, and Gregor has been able to help me come out of my role as a convict and then into a human side, right? So more loving, so having to love and care for him helped me re-understand what love is, to really truly care for another being. So it has been a blessing.
Well, it's great to meet you and great to meet Gregor, and you guys are doing a great job here. So thank you for joining us on AnimalZone.
Thank you for coming out.
Okay, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to go around the world? Sit back, relax, and buckle your seatbelt as we take off for an adventure. It's jet-lag-free but filled full of fun and travel insights. The only thing you'll need to pack is a sense of humor. Time for the award-winning travel show Around the World.
Visit atw.tv.
Unfortunately, disasters can strike at any time, and it's very important that you and your pets are prepared to leave at a moment's notice. And Sam's going to guide us through a couple of resources and things we can put together during that time.
So a few things that are a necessity: leash and collar. Collar should always be on your dog. Recommend a personalized name tag and a microchip, and to just make sure your microchip information is registered to your current address and phone number. It's good to have that all in a folder so you can have all your medical notations easy, right, available. Crate, place for your pet to sleep. Bowls, food and water, 3-day supplies recommended. For cats, obviously you need your litter box, and then high valuable toys that they tend to gravitate towards so that they have that comfort in the high stress time. Good way to store this all for the dog is just put all the supplies in the crate. Get your leash and collar on your dog, carry your crate, you're good to go. For the cat, have a little bag set aside with all your supplies in that, so the crate is available for the cat to go in, bag, crate, and you're good to go.
Santa Barbara Humane Society also offers a vaccination clinic, so if you need your pets updated on their vaccinations, you can get that from us. Put that in your folder when you're ready to head out. We also offer emergency boarding during times of disaster, and you can check out FEMA.gov for a full list of the items that you need to put together in your kit.
Weren't there some amazing animals and guests? You know, you who adopt animals from shelters, you are the true heroes. If you want to see more about AnimalZone and other things, check out our website, animalzone.org, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Never was a friend so true, never was a friend like you. Canine, you're my best friend. Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true. Did I find you or did you find me? Either way, it's still serendipity. When I saw you, it was plain to see you weren't just another lassie wannabe. Oh, canine of mine, friend for all time. I'm so glad you're my best friend.